Hello and welcome to this educational video. In my college days, me and my friends were very much influenced by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was one of the greatest bodybuilders of our times. So we used to go to the gym and work out using weight training. So we used to do weight training for different muscles of the body. For example, dumbbell curls for the biceps, or dumbbell flies for the lats, and bench press for the pecs. Down the line, I started thinking, is it possible we are doing different things for different muscles because the muscles in the body are different? Let us ask this question to our expert, Dr. Gayatri, who is working as Professor of Neuropathology in NIMHANS. She has been working in the field for more than 2 to 3 decades. Namaste, Doctor.
Namaste.
And welcome to this program.
Thank you, Dr. Bharat.
So, my first question is, first of all, are there different kinds of muscles in the human body?
Yes, there are different types of muscles. So, you have the 3 main types of muscles. One is the cardiac muscle. I think everybody knows about the cardiac muscle because that is the muscle which is there in the heart.
Okay.
And what this muscle does is it pumps the blood to all parts of the body.
Correct.
Then you have what are called as the smooth muscles. Those smooth muscles are the ones which line all the vital organs of the body. Like for example, it starts from the esophagus to the stomach, to the intestine, to the lungs, etc.
Okay.
Now these are the muscles which again, they constitute the barriers, and then they are the ones which cause movement of the
Correct. Movement of food, for example.
Yes.
If food has to be digested, it has to go through
esophagus.
So this movement is mainly because of the muscles.
Muscles.
That is an important function.
Important function.
Okay.
Then of course you have the lungs. The expansion of the lungs is also all are muscular.
Because whenever we talk about muscles, as I was introducing, we always think of muscles like our biceps or triceps. But looks like apart from these kind of muscles, the muscles what you told, the cardiac or
the smooth muscle,
they are vital for the human body, human function, human life itself.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you have the third type of muscle, like rightly said, the skeletal muscle. Now these muscles are there present all over the body, and then they can be classified or divided into the head and the trunk muscles, then head and face rather, then you have the trunk muscles, and then you have the limbs. So the muscles that are present in the limbs, the upper limbs and the lower limbs. Limbs, I mean the legs and the hands. So these are the 3 types of muscles. Now all the muscles are, the main function of all these muscles is contraction. So contraction leading to movement. So for example, heart, I told you that it allows pumping of the blood, and then the smooth muscle, it allows the passage of the food or dilation of the lungs, and then skeletal muscle actually causes movement of the body.
Movement of the body, because that's what forms the like a framework of the entire
system.
So like I was talking of course in lay terms, so we used to do exercises for different muscles. So do you think if I quote, for example, a thigh muscle or a muscle of the hand like the biceps or the back muscle, are they the same in terms of function?
Okay. So function wise, I told you all of these muscles cause contraction and movement.
Yeah.
So if you take the structure of the muscle, the structure of these skeletal muscles, so we'll be concentrating on the skeletal muscles. So the structure of the skeletal muscle across all of them, whether it is the head and the neck muscles, the trunk muscles, all the limb muscles, they are the same.
Same, okay.
The function I told you is contraction, so it is the same.
So structure is same and the function is also same.
So but physiologically you can classify these skeletal muscle into 2 different forms. One is the one which causes the fast twitch, and the other one which causes the slow twitch.
So fast twitch and slow twitch.
So the slow twitch, for example, is important because it acts very slowly and it has a lot of endurance. Whereas the fast muscle acts very fast and has a lot of power. So for example, weightlifting, you have the fast muscles which come into action, and then it is very short-lived. Whereas the slow muscles are the ones which have that endurance activity where the marathon, for example, the marathon runners. So there for that you need those slow muscles.
Okay, based on how fast they act. So it can be fast and slow. Okay. And if you, theoretically, take a muscle from slow twitch or slower acting and fast acting, and take the muscle and cut it and look in the microscope. So do they look different?
Yes, they do look different. Now, the slow muscles are, because of its activity of endurance, it has a large number of mitochondria, whereas the fast muscles have lesser number of mitochondria. Now, this difference you can identify, like you said, when you take a section of the muscle and observe it under a microscope. You need to apply all special stains for identifying these two types of muscles. So these are called as the enzyme stains. So the enzymes are already present in the muscle, and to which you add a substrate, and then that will elicit a color, and then based on the difference in the colors, you can see whether they are the slow muscles or the fast muscles.
That means for a layperson like me, we will not be able to differentiate between two pieces of muscle.
No.
If I am given two tubes, each containing one muscle which are different, I will not know what is what. But only after you cut it, and you are saying you have to do some staining and all those things, then you will be able to differentiate whether it is a slow or a fast.
Exactly.
And also this slow and fast is reflected in the way you are talking about mitochondria. That means the way the energy is stored in the cells, that what is will differentiate.
Yes.
Okay. That's very interesting. Only an expert like you will be able to differentiate, whether it's a fast or a slow. So that brings me to the next question. If you look at human beings and group them based on age, for example, you have young versus old, and you group them based on gender, male versus female. So do you think the muscle, whether I'm talking about skeletal muscle, do you think the architecture will be different, or the way they perform are different?
The architecture across all of them, whether male or female or young or old, is the same. Now, the difference between a young and an old is, the young, you have the size of the muscle fibers which are smaller, and it gradually increases in size, that means in the diameter of the fibers, as you grow. So the adult diameter, say for example, it is 40 microns. If you take a section and then actually measure the diameter, it is about 40 microns. So that is achieved when the adult age is reached. That is, say, about 18 years of age. So 18 years of age, if you see the size of the muscle, they will be 40 microns. So that's the difference between the young and the age with respect to the size of the muscle fibers.
That means from childhood itself, there is gradual growth and increase in the size of the individual muscle component, which you are talking about as fiber. So it will reach its maximum capacity or maximum size once a person goes into adulthood, like 18 years.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you say the sex differences, now sex differences, there is not much difference. So individual muscle fiber, we call it as a muscle cell. In a male versus a female, the number of muscle fibers in that is more in a man as compared to a woman. So the muscle mass is equivalent to the body mass. So the size actually will be slightly bigger in males as compared to the females. So now between the different types of muscles, you have the different types now. It is a genetic era, the molecular gene, a lot of genes have been identified. So you have one of the major component of the muscle, which is called as the myosin. And the myosin has light and heavy chains. So this myosin has several isoforms. So these several isoforms, they have found that particularly MYHC2, so that has 300 genes that have been identified in that particular isoform. And what is also known as, between a male and a female, there is difference in this particular myosin heavy chain, which I'm talking about. So apart from that, there is not much difference.
So if I can understand in simple terms, so genetically, when you look at the composition of the muscle, So, and the basic framework that constitutes a muscle, you are talking about a protein called myosin. So that can vary between a male and female,
Yes.
genetically.
Yes, the
Okay,
composition
but
of myosin.
otherwise, overall, the structure and all those things will be almost same.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have seen in in certain elderly people, they have muscle weakness, and they suddenly you feel that they have thinned down a lot. So do you think with age, of course, young versus adult you have already explained. If you talk about adult versus old age, maybe 50, 60 or 70 years, do you think the muscle, whether it is the tonicity or the structure, it will change?
It does. It does.
Okay.
So just like the young age, it increases in size as you age.
Okay.
The size of the muscle fibers also reduces,
Decrease.
and the tone also reduces. So
Okay.
yeah,
The contraction and this one.
the contraction capacity I don't think will be much different.
Okay.
But then overall, the size of the muscles and the tone of the muscles will be
Muscles
reduced.
also change. Okay, because I think this is more seen in the elderly, because I see that they have a lot of difficulty, for example, in climbing the stairs. Or is it basically because of change in the muscle?
I think so.
Okay. So, madam, I had one more question. Of course, this question others in the audience might also have. So, we are talking about different kinds of muscles and young versus old, and you also told that in older people the muscle strength goes down. So, overall, this do you think this kind of muscle building, or what is the best way to make sure that your muscle health is good, and how to take care of your muscles?
So unlike the cardiac muscle and smooth muscle, where it is called as the involuntary muscles, it is not under your control. The skeletal muscle are the voluntary muscle. So you can actually strengthen, because it is under our control.
Okay.
So you can strengthen the muscle by way of exercises. That is the best way.
Okay.
Best way to strengthen the muscles.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for providing information about muscles, different kinds of muscles, and giving especially scientific information about how we can test different kinds of muscles and show that they are fast versus slow, and what are the differences young versus old, male versus female. Thank you.
Welcome.
Namaste, doctor.
Namaste.